Hello there! I hope you're doing well and ready for some more crafts. This week we're looking at Luke chapter 14, where Jesus tells this parable about going to a banquet and trying to choose the best spots for yourself. So we're talking about how we don't want to elevate ourselves or think too highly of ourselves, but to take a more humble approach. That true rewards come from living for Christ and recognizing what He does for us. So we're going to make ourselves first a bit of an award of a different sort, and then we're going to make a special invitation to give to someone else, inviting them to God's house and to His table. So starting off with our award, we're going to talk about how you don't want to take the best plate or the best seat in the house, but we're going to instead turn our plate into a blue ribbon of sorts. Just watch. So we're going to start off with our plate here, and we'll start out with some captions. So I might go ahead and write on here. I'm going to make a circle in the center, kind of like, because it is going to turn into a blue ribbon. So I'm going to start off by cutting out a circle of yellow, orange, gold. Doesn't even have to be that color unless you want it to look blue ribbonish. And going to remind ourselves here don't think too well of yourself. And then we'll say down here, bend low, that could mean in prayer or in humility, to lift him high. And then I know it looks like a flower right now. Don't worry, the blue ribbon is coming. So in the middle here, we're going to write blue ribbon of faith, remembering that it's not about what we do, it's about what He does. And we're talking here about how we don't want to puff ourselves up or think too well of ourselves, because we want to put all the focus, attention, and emphasis on God and what He does for us. So here is our blue ribbon. And hey, maybe it's fair season where you are. Blue ribbons are something that kids are going to be familiar with, but this is a different kind of blue ribbon. It doesn't come from baking the best pie or raising a really big hog or doing something amazing. It comes from loving Jesus, which is really the most important thing. So now we're going to make the blue ribbon aspect of it. So this is just going to be a hanger that I'll use later. If Fiona does not grab it, she's standing by, crouching. So I'm going to cut some blue paper to make that tail part of the blue ribbon. Then I'm going to attach it to the rest of my plate here, which I'm going to now be coloring blue. So you can use whatever shade of blue you prefer. This one might not be so blue ribbony, but it's just a pretty shade. So we're going to do some blue. This is the speed version of coloring. Feel free to make it very nice and beautiful on yours. Make it a much better version of coloring. If you want to, you can even add some extra pizzazz here. You can throw on, get it nice and blue, 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 all around, all around. And then we can throw on some stickers if you like. And we'll glue or tape my ribbon onto my ribbon. And lastly, if you're feeling extra adventurous and spunky, you can even go ahead and add some glitter for a little extra sparkle. So there we have our, oh, and yes, we're going to use something to be able to hang this up in case that is what you wish. So, put a hole punch there. And there we go. So now we have our lovely blue ribbon of faith, a different kind of reward for a different kind of thing. So there is craft number 1. Don't think of yourselves too highly, but think about this first. Craft number 2 is going to be pretty simple. We're going to make an invitation because part of our story today does talk about inviting people. Inviting in this case is sort of to a party or gathering, but we are going to make a special invitation to friends, neighbors, Romans, countrymen, etc. And we're going to invite people to come to church or to come to Sunday school. We want to encourage our students to share their faith with their friends, to talk about the fun elements of church, and to invite others to join us. So we're going to, I've got some pre-folded cards here. You can also use, you can of course use any color paper. You can use some nice hard card stock. You can use whatever you have and whatever works best for you. But we're going to decorate this little guy. And we'll just go to town. And, you know, it's going to look like it's a party, but then, oh, actually, it's even better than a party. It's God's house. So we'll say, you're invited, and then we'll have some fun and make it really pretty and decorative on the cover here. And again, we can throw on some of that glitter, make it sparkle, make it sing, make it shine, make it pop, make it inviting, because that's what we're doing. And encourage students, if they are going to give this to someone, well, yeah, that's the whole point, encourage them to give it to someone first of all, but also encourage them when they give it to someone to be kind, to be cheerful, and maybe even to give them something with it. Maybe they've got some, I don't know, candy or cupcakes, or you've got a special Sunday school prize, whatever it is. So we're going to say you're invited. And then on the inside here, we're going to say to God's house. And you can throw on some names here. And if you're, depending on the ages and ability levels of your students, you might have something that's pre-printed here, or you can write it in yourself. So you might say over here, you have the kids write the names. And then over here, you have the information. You can say Sunday school at 9:30, and you can name your church. You can say the church service times as well. You can list an address and maybe give an extra enticement. Something like there are snacks served. And you can write a little personal note down here. Insert personal note. Draw a picture of the kids having fun. Put a picture of kids having fun. Something that will make it seem inviting, because we're talking about how, well, we want to share the gospel with everyone. Now, the invitation element in this gospel lesson has to do with loving people even when they might not love you back, and serving people even when it doesn't do anything for you. Well, in this case, maybe you don't get anything out of having a person come with you to Sunday school. Maybe you do. Maybe you have a prize incentive. But regardless, it's important to love people, to care about them, to let them know that God loves them too, and that everyone is welcome in the house of the Lord. So, those are a couple of crafts that you can incorporate with this perhaps slightly harder to teach and explain gospel passage. Hopefully, it is helpful to you, and maybe it gives you an idea for another passage. That works too. That's the great thing about crafts, is that you can be creative. So, why don't you go make some crafts, go make some disciples, jump in with us again, because every week we have new message ideas and new crafts, and we would love to be a blessing to you and your ministry, wherever and with whomever it might be, even cats. She didn't make an appearance, but she's watching very stealthily back there. Anyways, have a wonderful week, and we will see you next time.